having a fantastic Monday so far and had a fantastic weekend. I just finished a crazy busy weekend because I was playing a really fun concert as well as a dress rehearsal that was really fun and a bunch of other stuff going on as well. So it was a long weekend for me, but I'm happy to be here on today's live Monday Music Motivation with all of you to give you a little motivation and inspiration and get you in gear for a good week of practicing ahead this week and a good week of growing on your clarinet and music journeys. So without further ado, let me talk about sort of the topic for today. The title is to sort of trust in time, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So this past weekend, I was playing a concert, and on the concert was The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is like, you know, the cute Fantasia, Mickey Mouse, the broomstick. It's like such a cute little fun piece. That's not true. It's really, really hard. I had never played the actual like full orchestral version of the Sorcerer's Apprentice before, and it was really, really, really hard music. I got the music, I want to say 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, and started looking at it and was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I couldn't even like follow along with the music the first time listening through it, and there was some fast notes in there that were just crazy fast, really difficult patterns, not familiar at all, and I was not sure at all that I would be able to even come close to playing it by the concert. But I just did my best trying to learn it and sort of see where it got to. And by the performance, it was actually in pretty good shape. And literally like 5 days before the performance, it wasn't in very good shape. 3 days before the performance, it was like acceptable, but still playing lots of wrong notes. 2 days before the performance, still playing lots of wrong notes, but was feeling comfortable. And by the performance, I still played a lot of wrong notes, but mostly right notes, and it was pretty solid actually. It wasn't too bad, and it got there. And I think the moral of this story is that you need to trust the process and trust in time. You're never going to be able to look at something and get it 100% on the first look through of it. Maybe you can if it's very easy and you have enough experience and skill, and then the music is really easy, you could probably sight read something through perfectly. Sure, that is possible. But on the stuff that's hard, the stuff that's at your comfort level or even a little bit beyond your comfort level, you aren't going to be able to get it on the first time. And when you're first reading through it and you're first looking at it, you're going to be really nervous and really scared and thinking like, this isn't going to be possible. This is going to fall apart. I'm going to embarrass myself. But that's normal for the first time looking at it. Hopefully, you're never in a situation where you have to play stuff extremely beyond your skill level, sight reading the performance. If that happens, as long as it wasn't because you just didn't prepare at all, usually that would happen if you're like subbing in an emergency situation, and people are going to understand if you don't do it perfectly. Normally that's not going to happen. Normally you will have some time, and you have to trust that process and trust the time will help things improve. And there's actually some neuroscience behind this and how sort of our brain learns, particularly around how things kind of sink in while we're sleeping. So if you are expecting to do it perfectly the first time you do it, it's not going to happen because you need some nights of sleep, and actually multiple nights of sleep and multiple rounds of practice for it to really start to sink in and get into your brain. So I just want to remind you all that whenever you come across something that's really scary and really intimidating, trust the process. It will get there, and it just needs some time to sink in. It's not going to be perfect the first time. The second big thing that I want to encourage you all and remind you all is that if the process isn't right, then time won't help. If you're practicing incorrect notes, incorrect rhythms, you're practicing out of control and uncomfortable, then you're never going to get better, no matter how long you let it sink in, because the wrong stuff is sinking in. So that's the other big important point with this, is you need to make sure you're practicing things correctly. And that's what I did over this. There was a little bit of probably inefficient practice where I was going too fast too soon, but I did identify the tricky parts. I did slow them down to where I could do them comfortably and confidently and actually play the right notes and rhythms and get it under my fingers and feel in control as I was playing it. And that's the key. I call it the 3 C's of practice. If you want to do it consistently, which is the third C, you have to make sure you get it correct first, because if you're doing it consistently wrong, then that's not helpful. You have to get it correct first. Then the real key, the real trick is to feel comfortable, confident, or in control with it. If you're getting it correct and it feels comfortable, you're getting it correct, you're actually in control of getting it correct, you're getting it correct, and you're confident that you're getting it correct and feel confident playing it, then that will yield consistency over time, especially. And that's the other little key for today is you have to trust the process and you have to give the process time to sink in. So that's all I got for your little motivation and inspiration for today. The most important thing from every Live Monday Music Motivation is that you fill out your practice template. You can go to quickstartclarinet.com/get started to find this template or recreate it for yourself. It's the date for the week, the reflection of how things are going for you, goal for what you want to work on this week, and then your plan for when you're going to practice and what you're going to practice, so that you can just put that in your schedule, show up to your practice time, do your practice time, and actually get better, because that's what we're here for. And no matter how soon you have a performance coming up, no matter how crazy and complicated the music you're working on is, take your time, trust the process, get it correct, get it comfortable, confident, and in control. And that's where the consistency will come from, as that correct, comfortable, confident, and control playing sinks in over time. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. As always, I hope you have a fantastic week of practicing. Thanks so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you not next week. Next week I have some gigs and stuff happening during the normal Monday Music Motivation time, so we'll have a week off next week. You can still fill out your template and do all that good stuff, but I will see you in 2 weeks for the next Live Monday Music Motivation. Have a great week of practice, everybody. Have a great 2 weeks of practice.